Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are returning. My name is Jessica and I'm here to update you on my favorite project, the Pan Those Eyeshadows project. This project holds a special place in my heart. It is the project that got me into panning, as well as the project that got me into making YouTube videos. So I'm very happy to be updating on it today. This project was started by a YouTuber named Alexi. I will always have her linked down in my description box below, as well as other Pan Those Eyeshadows creators that I really enjoy. So check them out if you haven't already. I will also leave all of my rules and how I do this project in the description box below. Everyone does this project a little bit differently, which is what makes it so much fun to watch. I like to work on 5 eyeshadows at a time, with my goal ultimately to hit pan on them. But if it's a really difficult eyeshadow, I allow myself to roll it out after 30 uses and 3 months of use. I try and get both of those goals. Here are the 5 shades I've been working on in the past month. I have Harlot from the Urban Decay Vice 4 palette, Solar from the Ciate Glitterstorm. This is HollaForADolla from the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. This is a single from ColourPop called Up&Up. And I also have this single from ColourPop. It's actually from the She's a Rainbow palette, this pale lavender in the shade Kitten Fish, which I just rolled in last month. Let's go ahead and get into the update, and you can see all the progress I've made on these 5 shades. We'll start with the eyeshadow that I've actually used the most this month, and surprisingly, that was Kitten Fish. Just rolled this in the last update, and I've actually gotten quite a bit of use on it in the past month, even though you might not be able to tell. In the past month, I was able to use this shade a whopping 14 times, which is pretty good for me. I've been slowing down a little bit on my Pan Those eyeshadows, but this shade was really easy to incorporate into my Pan That palette, and I just love wearing shades of purple, so no problems there. This is what it was looking like when I rolled it in. Basically unused. I don't think I had touched it even once. Although I have used this 14 times, here's what it's looking like this month. I don't think you're gonna be able to see much of a difference. This shade is very hard pressed, but not very pigmented. I do have it in my crease today. Because it is so sheer, it really has to be built up. I kind of have to dig into this with my brushes to get the color payoff that I would like. I think this definitely had like an upper layer that was a little bit hard to get through, but once I have worn away that initial layer, it's coming onto the brush a little bit easier now. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to get to 30 uses in the next month. I know I will not hit pan on this item. It just isn't gonna happen. If I can reach 30 uses in 2 months, I will feel really good about that. Maybe keeping it in an extra month just for the fun of it, just to get that satisfying dip. For now, we are gonna keep her in, and I am enjoying it. I love purples, I love lavenders, and I'm finding ways to incorporate this into quite a wide variety of looks and really enjoying it while it's around. So that one is gonna stay in. The next most used shade is from my Urban Decay Vice 4 palette, and that is the shade Harlot. We've been working on this now for 2 months. Here is what it was looking like when I rolled it in. It had a little bit of use on it. I had used it 4 times only in the first month, so I was really dedicated to focusing on it in the month of April, and I used it an additional 12 times. So we do have quite a significant dip in it. This is what it's looking like today. I was really hoping to hit pan on this before this update. I'll admit, I was definitely piling this shade on, layering it quite a few times. I do have it on my inner part of my lid today, but I have a liquid shadow over it. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but I also have it on my lower lash line. I know the pan on this is very close. I might even roll in a shade today to replace this, because I know that I'm gonna hit pan on this in the next couple uses, maybe 3, maybe 4. So we are gonna keep it in the project. I will hopefully have pan on it in the next month. These shades are quite beautiful. I'm really enjoying having this palette out, and I've been playing with other shades in it quite a bit. I have this eyeshadow on my outer lid today, and I've been having fun playing with some of these greens as well. It's been a great one to have around, and we will hopefully have a nice shiny pan on it for you next month. Next, we have HollaForADolla, this shade right here from my Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. And I have been loving having this palette out on my vanity. I've been getting some good use on it, and I've actually quite fallen in love with this HollaForADolla shade. It looks beautiful all over the lid in a way that I never expected it to. So that's another reason I just love this project, is it really encourages you to use shades that you wouldn't normally reach for and fall in love with looks that you never would have tried before. This eyeshadow has been in this project for 2 months now. Here's what it was looking like when I rolled it in, basically untouched. I used it 9 times in the first month. It was looking like this. And in the past month, I've used it an additional 8 times. And now we have a little bit more of a dip on it. This is what it's looking like today. I don't know if you'll be able to tell how much more deep it is, but it is. I have used it, I promise. These shades are very stubborn. I do not anticipate hitting pan on this. I've used it a total of 17 times, giving me 13 more uses before I can roll it out. Unfortunately, these shades that I have in my project right now are just very stubborn. That's gonna definitely affect my pan percentage. I don't get as many pans to share with you, but at least I am getting good use out of my eyeshadow collection. That's the whole point of it. We'll be getting some pans in the future. It's gonna happen. Maybe not in this shade, but in some other shades. So HollaForADolla is gonna stay in for another month. And hopefully I can at least reach that 30 use goal. Next we have the shade Up&Up, a single from ColourPop. This has been in my project now for 2 months. It's a really pretty green shimmer shade, and I've really been enjoying using it. Here's what it looked like when I had rolled it in. It hadn't been used much at all. In the first update, I only used it 4 times, and it had maybe a slight disturbance you can detect. And in the past month, I've used it an additional 8 times, bringing my total usage up to 12 times. And here's what it is looking like today. Hopefully you're able to see that there is a small dip in this pan. And we definitely are making some progress as far as getting this eyeshadow to look used. I have an additional 18 uses on this shade in order to roll it out of this project. And that might be difficult to do in the span of just a month, especially for a green tone. We shall see. I am finding ways to wear this in a more neutral way, easier for every day, but I am gonna give it my best effort to try and hit pan on this. These are pretty deep pans, but we are getting a dip, and I'm hopeful that with 18 more uses, if I can really dedicate myself to this, we will hopefully get to pan before 30 uses, if not get to the 30 use goal by itself. So we are gonna keep Up&Up in for at least 1 more month. I'm gonna really try to have a pan for this for all of you next month. Wish me luck. And we have saved the best for last, my Ciate Glitterstorm palette. I've been working on this shade right here, Solar, which is kind of like a coppery, brownish burgundy color. This is the 3rd month I've had this palette in the project. Here's what it was looking like when I rolled it in. In the first month, I was able to use it 9 times. Then an additional 5 times, making for 14 uses. And in the past month, I used it an additional 4 times, making for a total of 18 uses. And that is all it took to hit pan on that shadow. So here we have her. There is Solar right there. And you can see that tiny little pan in there, giving me now 3 pans in this palette. And this palette just loves coming into this project, but I also love having her around, so it's not a big deal. But I'm happy to get to roll this out again, and maybe it'll make another appearance. It seems to like to. But for now, I do get to roll it out, and that is very exciting. I get to share at least 1 pan with you, and of course, I have to share some glitter goodness for you as well. So rainbowy today. So that one gets to roll out. So happy. And we get to roll in a new eyeshadow shade. So let's talk pan percentage. In the month of April, I hit 2 pans on 2 different eyeshadows. One of them being Solar from Ciate Glitterstorm, and another one being in my Pan That palette. That brings my pan count up to giving me 53 eyeshadows with pan out of my 442 eyeshadows in my collection. My percentage is now 11.99%, so I'm rounding that up to 12%. Hooray! We actually are up another 0.5% about. And my goal for this year is to have a pan percentage of 15% by the end of the year. My arbitrary goal that just keeps me interested in tracking these numbers. Hopefully I will be able to get there. We're going at a slower pace, but I have some faith that these shades coming in are gonna be a little bit easier for me to work on. Here are some of the looks I have created over the past month using these 5 shades. In this first look, I'm using the shade Up&Up. I loved using this green shade over the past few months. I have shades from my Pan That palette in the crease, and I'm wearing Up&Up all over the lid with another green topping the inner part of my lid. And I wore this look quite a few times. I really enjoy wearing greens. This look I wore quite a few times this month. This is using Kitten Fish as well as Harlot. I combined these two purples a lot. Go figure, they worked really well together. They're both on my eyes today, and here they are in this look. I have Harlot all over the lid and Kitten Fish in the crease, and I wore this look quite a few times. This is a look I wore for Easter, and I combined Kitten Fish and Harlot as well as Up&Up, using Up&Up as kind of like a wing on the outer part of my lid and underneath the lash line. And then I used Kitten Fish in the crease above and Harlot all over the lid wherever I didn't have Up&Up. And I really enjoyed this look. I thought it was a really pretty color combo. Here's another look where I used Up&Up all over the lid. Again, I have shades from my Pan That palette in the crease and Up&Up all over the lid. And I believe I also, in this look, have HollaForADolla on the outer part of the lid just to deepen it a little bit. And I found that HollaForADolla and Up&Up paired together quite nicely. Here's another purple look using Kitten Fish and Harlot. But in this look, I incorporated a little bit more pinks from my Pan That palette into the outer crease. And I also incorporated a glitter on top of this look as well. I used my Urban Decay Vice 4 palette to do this look. I have Kitten Fish in the crease, and then I have Harlot on part of my lid, I believe the inner part of my lid, and I used that deeper magenta purple from the Urban Decay Vice 4 palette on the majority of my lid. I really liked this look. I actually wore this look when I was on vacation in New Orleans, and it really paired well with my bright colored outfit I was wearing that day. This look also incorporates Up&Up, again with mattes from my Pan That palette. But in this look, I actually covered Up&Up in the inner part of the lid with like a shimmery neutral from my Pan That palette. I think it's Primavera, and that subdued it quite a bit. And I actually really liked how that looked. It made the green very wearable, quite neutral, and I plan to use it that way a few more times as I'm trying to hit pan on Up&Up. I loved this look. This was a very fun look I did over the weekend. It very much gives me Barbie vibes. I incorporated every purple and pink that I am working on in all of my different painting projects. A hydroliner, a pink glitter, Kitten Fish, Harlot, all of it's there. And I decided to just pink it up even more with a clip and a pink shirt. And I really enjoyed it. I felt very pretty. I felt very girly. And the hydroliner was really fun to use as well. So I hope you are enjoying that one as much as I did. And the last look I'm going to share with you is an example of when I used HollaForADolla all over the lid. I have some warm toned neutrals in the crease, and I just piled HollaForADolla all over, and I really liked how it turned out. I may even have layered HollaForADolla here with Up&Up. I believe I did. So this is HollaForADolla with just a little bit of Up&Up tapped over the center part of the lid, if I remember correctly. So those are my looks from the month of April. I hope you enjoyed them. We get to roll in a new eyeshadow to work on and try and hit pan on it. Can't wait to see what it is. I have my Tiny Decisions app pulled up. All of my eyeshadow palettes are listed in this wheel here. So let's spin the wheel and see what destiny has in store for us. Yes! Oh my gosh, I have been wanting to work on this palette. It is the Winky Lux Kitten palette, one of the only eyeshadow palettes I still own that was sent to me from BoxyCharm. Really like this palette, and it has adorable packaging. Let's grab it out for you. There she is. I mean, come on. I think Butter would definitely approve of this palette. Look at that adorable kitty all over it. And I really love the color story in here too. I really love this palette. It has quite a few fun shades in it. This gold is gorgeous. This blue is very fun. This is like a duochrome shade. There's some great neutrals in here as well. So I'm super excited to see what we roll in. I have the numbers 1 through 9 in my Pretty Random app. Here we go. Let's randomize. Shake it up. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wow, that is gonna be tricky, but you know, blue is a very fun shade to work on in the summer. It's kind of a deeper blue. Let's swatch it, see what it looks like. There she is. It's almost like a navy color. It's like a shimmery, pale navy. Teal navy mix almost. That should be interesting. Super fun to experiment with, but it will be a challenge. Wish me luck. But overall, I'm very excited to roll this palette in. It's been neglected for a long time. I definitely have loved using it in the past. That's why I've kept it around for so long, and it'll be fun to bring it back out again. Yay. So there you have it. That is our new color story for the next month. Harlot from the Urban Decay Vice 4, which I think we will have pan on in the next update. HollaForADolla, hoping to at least reach that 30 use mark on there. We have Up&Up, I think with some dedicated use. I think pairing well with some of these new shades. I can maybe hit pan on this, or at least hit 30 uses. If we hit pan on 30 uses, I'd be very happy. We're gonna keep working on Kittenfish from the ColourPop She's a Rainbow palette, although we are pretty sure we are not gonna get any pan on that, but if we can get 30 uses, that would be really great. And this blue shade from the Winky Lux Kitten palette is called 9 Lives, and it should be very fun to play with. It should pair very well with the purples as well as with the green. And you know what? I could see it working with HollaForADolla as well. So overall, quite an interesting color palette. I'm excited to play with it, and I'm excited to share with you next month about all the looks I'm able to create with it. That is all for my update today. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please take a moment and give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of my new color story, and if there's any ideas you have on how I can pair these together or interesting looks I can create, I definitely would appreciate it. You all have so many good ideas, and some of my favorite looks have been inspired by your ideas. So thank you so much for those. I hope you're doing well, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye. Swatchy finger goodbye.